All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Badash. Double honors to the other apostles and the other bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim her pushing his gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shalom will fall upon your houses. This is the brother Quanah Watts from the Arizona Great Millstone Camp. Come back at you, Lord will. Through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shalom will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point, man. Hey, check this out. Right, it's on the Newsbreak app. It says Trump State Department official has repeatedly called for mass sterilization of low IQ trash. And he's talking about people, man. You know? He's talking about people. Now we understand, right, that Esau has been heavily attacking, right, the Israelites, right, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right, with this, mass deportation. You got them basically hemming up, Gadites, which is so-called North American Indians, right, as well as, the Latino tribes, right, the so-called Latino tribes, which would be the so-called, Mexicans, right, so-called Venezuelans, Colombians, so on and so forth, which we know is ultimately northern tribes, right? And then as well as he's been attacking, the 14th Amendment, right, which is ultimately set up, right, to allow for, us, right, as slaves, right, to be no longer, considered, right, to be slaves, but citizens, right, which we're still slaves, right, even to this day. Right, as we read in Baruch, the 3rd chapter, the 8th verse, right, we are yet this day in our captivity. So we're still slaves, right, but it's not necessarily, on what face value, right, we're considered, citizens and whatnot. Which again, they've been talking about getting rid of that natural born citizenship, man, right, to make it where, again, right, we're considered, to be illegal, right. So we understand that his whole agenda, his whole target is to come after the Israelites, and now he set up this dude, right, named Darren Beattie, as we see right here, which I'm not going to play the video, right. It says a Trump State Department official has on a number of occasions called for the sterilization of low IQ trash. A new report has revealed, right, Secretary of State Marco Rubio has appointed Darren Beattie to be the acting undersecretary for public diplomacy and public affairs, a senior role that represents American foreign policy to the world. Right, this is in May 2024. Beattie wrote on X, right, it says population control, if only, right. So he's basically advocating, right, for population control, which is really all part of their agenda, right. Going back to the Georgia Guidestones, right. They want basically, right, according to their commandments, right, as they call them on those Georgia Guidestones, that they want the whole world population, right, to be at 500 million, right, which is the world's roughly at I think it's like 8 billion, or it just hit 8 billion, and it might be a little bit more than that now, but nonetheless, right, it's around 8 billion people on the planet. So we're talking about roughly 7.5 billion people they want to ultimately remove, and this is why they're cutting a lot of jobs. Right, they got AI. They're making, statements saying that AI will, ultimately take, majority of these jobs, because they call the average person like, useless eaters, man. They look at, the average, person in the world, right, as really just a waste of space, man. And we're gonna really see, him really, acting on this population control here soon, right? He's already been doing it, right? Going back to the Crown Vic Royale, right? You got Bill Gates talking about, that if they do a good, a good job with, the jabs, right? Then they can reduce the population, right, by 10 to 15%. So again, this is their agenda, right? This is what they want to do, right? And then he's talking about a second phase, right? That's going to be worse than the first, right? So again, this is just proving, right, what they're ultimately aiming to do, right? It says higher quality humans are subsidizing the fertility of lower quality humans, right? He added, calling it the foundational reality of social and political life in the post-war West. Notice initially reported on Beatty's comment. It says in January 2023, he wrote, "The hierarchy of taboos is interesting. The horrific practice of second trimester abation, I'm going to call it that, right? Abation, right? It says is legal in some places and well within Overton window of public discourse. But the idea of offering feral populations financial incentives for voluntary sterilization is completely taboo." So he's saying that, hey, if we're willing to do this, why can't we do this, right? That's the point he's trying to make, right? To basically pay people to be sterile, pay people to not want to reproduce, you know? And who's to say, you know, that you know, certain people are qualified, certain people are unqualified? You know, who fits the requirements of being sterile and who doesn't, you know? So this is all basically up to them, right? And their you know, what their requirements are, right? To be considered sterile or to be considered, you know, a valuable asset to society, right? It says in October that year, he responded to a video of people in a neighborhood in Atlanta saying, when a population gets feral, a little snip keeps things in control. Could offer incentives, right? It says Air Jordan. So we understand who he's talking to, right? Who he's considering to be, you know, of low IQ. It's Jake, right? Jake is the one that, you know, that fights over and constantly wears Jordans, man. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Again, it's mainly the so-called blacks, right? Which would be the southern tribes, man. And he's talking about offering, you know, Jordans, man. It's like, oh, you know, hey, we'll just give them what they want, right? We'll give them Jordans, right? In exchange for, you know, getting snipped, you know? Which, you know, young Jakes will probably take that. Like, hey, so you're telling me, you know, I can get a free pair of Jordans, which are a couple $100, you know, just to make it where I won't have children, right? And you got a lot of these young cats, they will fall for that shit, man. But see, this is what they want, right? That's a part of their agenda, feeding into the, you know, the desire and the wants of the people so they can get their way, you know. It says he again questioned the abation rights in March 2021. Investing moral universe we live in. It's like an interesting moral universe we live in where abation is celebrated, but the notion of giving smart people incentives or cash to start families is so far out of Overton window, no sitting politician or either party would dare advocate it, right? So this is basically what he's saying, like, why don't we do this, right? It says, Beatty made a similar suggestion in May last year, writing, pay smart people to have more kids, disincentivize stupid people from having kids. So simple, but molds destiny on deep intergenerational level, right? So he wants to reduce the population, right? It also says right here, where do these population reduction conspiracies come from? All I see is trash multiplying. So he's saying, basically looking at us and saying, hey, we're multiplying, you know? Mad that we're, you know, which, you know, Jake, right, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they breed like rabbits, man. We breed like freaking rabbits, you know? Especially the northern tribes, man, you know? Breed like freaking rabbits, man, you know? Damn, I think I just seen somebody run into another car. You know, but nonetheless, right, this is what Esau Edom wants. He's a fucking devil, man. And soon we're going to see him act on this, man. Right? Which, I mean, in a sense, he already is, right? Sending out these different diseases, right? Causing people to, you know, ultimately die, right? Millions of people were dying from, you know, this CVID, right? The 19. Many people were dying from it, man. And then more people were dying from, you know, the icky vicky that he was given, man. You know? The Lord about to use this damn devil and come down hard, man. You know? But I want to read the last couple Slacky. I'll read the last couple paragraphs and we'll get out of here, right? Well, it says in May of that year, Beatty wrote on X that it's not politically correct to say, but low IQ, low impulse control populations lack higher reasoning and moral faculties. They require strict corporal punishment and threat of violence to function properly within a society, right? So they're saying if we gotta be around these people, we gotta do this, right? We gotta be strict, right? We gotta inflict corporal punishment, right? It gotta be violence in order to control these people. Is basically what he's saying, right? And we see that Esau Edom is already working in that way, right? Allowing for, that what is it? Executive order, or not executive order? In a sense, yeah, it is an executive order in a sense, but where that basically allows the military to come and use lethal force, right? It's a directive, the military directive, military directive allowing the U.S. military to use lethal force on American citizens on American soil, right? And then again, that this mass deportation, he's arming damn near anybody and everybody that could be armed, right? To come in and basically find and gather up, so-called illegals, man, right? Which we know that he's the biggest illegal. Fucking devil, right? It says, they require strict corporal punishment and threat of violence to function properly within a society. Instead of a narco-tyranny, we need Singapore for the dumb and violent and Sweden for the more elevated, right? It said, third world low IQ sucker punch fights over nothing with dumb animal spectators jumping up and down is in excitement. The same low IQ trash who watched the Fast and the Furious franchise beginning to wish the whole population reduction conspiracy were true. And so it is, right? We understand that Esau Edom is trying to do just that, man. And soon he's gonna fully come down to do it, right? He's gonna arm his military, right? And they're gonna going from door to door, just as they're doing, right, with this mass deportation, except only it's going to be worse, man. Except only it's going to be worse. And they're really going to show their horns, man. See, this is what is prepared, man. The reason why, Esau's putting all these different, ruthless, people in position, right? It's because Esau's about to come down, right, having great wrath, right? That prophecy, Revelations 12:12, was grabbing right now. Revelations 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And this is why we're seeing everything starting to speed up, man. As far as Esau, signing in different executive orders and different policies and moving on different situations, right? Immediately, as soon as they say something, because he knows he has but a short time, man. Right? Esau sees the chariots, man. Right? They see the father ships that are out there, basically heading towards America, heading towards the earth, man. That's why they've shut down the NASA feed so many times when they see, basically big chariots, man. They shut them off immediately. Well, because they know what's coming. They don't want everybody else to see what's coming, But hey, Esau knows, right? And this is why he's moving so fast, right? And appointing certain people, because this will allow for, that government. Because I was watching a video that brother had sent in the chat that talked about, hey, you people wanted government reform, and look. Now you got it, right? You people voted this in. You voted these people in, and now you're getting it, and this is the product of it, right? Esau about ready to, come in having great wrath, man, Let's go to 2nd Esdras 16. 2nd Esdras 16, and also jump to verse 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Right, man. Esau waiting, man. Esau just waiting to use his sword, man. Right? You see what this guy's talking about, man. He's basically shitting all over us, man. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Talk about punching fights and animal spectators. This is how Esau views us, man. Goyim, animals, right? Useless eaters, right? But see, that right there is the same, rhetoric, or the same, thoughts that really almost everyone in Trump's cabinet, has, right? They all have the same agenda, right? Whether you be a Republican, a Democrat, it don't fucking matter, man. They all have the same agenda, man, at the end of the day, to reduce the population, to get rid of people. It says, and they shall take away certain of you, feeding you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Because he said what? That they want Singapore for the dumb and violent, which we know Singapore has basically a free air open market, right? One of the largest in the world, right? They do, it's loud, it's open, it's, it is what it is, right? It's not necessarily, very civilized in a sense, but then you have Sweden, right? You have all those, tall, skinny, blonde hair, blue eye Edomites out there, right? Their whole, they have free health care, right? Everything's, they don't really go into war, they're pretty, docile and whatnot. Society over there is different. It's more advanced, right, as far as technology, because they've been had the CHIP over there, right? They've been had, back in 2014, they had the CHIPing parties, man, right? So that's what they want. That's what they want, right? Everyone be attached to the IoT, right, the Internet of Things, right, and to participate in society. This is what they want, and they're gonna deem who is valuable to society and who's gonna be able to participate and who's not. And even then, they're still going to have, right, the separation of classes, man. They're still going to have the separation of classes. And see, we're coming to the point where Esau is going to put these people, right, in a position where they're going to have to take this micro CHIP, man, right? Because you got Trump over here getting rid of the CFPB, which is going to be, which are the ones that, or the department that regulates these banks from committing fraud on regular customers and so on and so forth. He's taking that away, that safety net away. So now you're going to see a lot of these banks, taking money, robbing the people, And you know what they're going to do? They're going to blame it really on the old system. Hey, this old system, it's fraud. You know what I mean? It's able to be hacked, and so on and so forth. You can't trust the banks. You can't trust this, that, and the third. And then what they're going to do, they're going to say, hey, well, you can trust this, right? This is attached to you. You can't hack, somebody's body. You can't hack this, that, and the third. They're going to try to say anything and everything with it, right? And get you people to, take this CHIP, right? They're going to be offering a UBI, Universal Basic Income, They're going to be offering, hey, man, Esau going to come way harder than he did with the Crown Vic Royale. Way harder, man. But see, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shah, we're ultimately telling you, right, that if you take this charagma, right, then you're ultimately going to perish. Right? You will perish, right? Let's go to Revelations chapter 13 real quick in verse 16. Right, because this is what's going to happen, right? Verse 16, it says, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive an mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And when you go into that word, mark, right, it goes back to the Greek word charagma, right? Which when you look into it, it goes into an imprinted mark, right? Something that's ultimately put inside you, right? And how do they put this CHIP inside you, right? They ultimately have to cut your head open, right? And insert some type of brain CHIP, which we see them doing, right? They've been at the beginning of 2024, right? And Elon Musk got the approval by the FDA to start putting that, Neuralink into people, right? And they've been doing these miracles, which you could jump up to verse 14, right? It says right here, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles, right? You have a dude that's basically, he's been paralyzed for so many years. He's able to, walk, right? He's paraplegic from the waist down, right? He's able to walk now, very slowly, one step at a time, but he's able to walk. Then you have a person who is, you know, able to, he's a quadriplegic. So from the neck down or the shoulders down, right, he's able to run a computer, play chess, right, his reaction time. And when he's playing games, right, which, you know, ultimately tests your reaction time, he's always beating his friends because the brain reacts faster, right, than, you know, the hands, you know, because it takes time, right? It's probably, you know, a nanosecond, but nonetheless, it's still a nanosecond faster, right, than the hands. So your reaction time's faster, you know? So he's pulling these miracles, man, as well as, you know, he even, you know, but without the C-hip, he's getting people used to, you know, this technology anyways. There's a blind dude, I seen a commercial for it. There's a blind man, right, for the Alexa, right? He's basically blind, but he uses Alexa, right, to help him see, right? He'll walk over to the camera or whatnot, whether it be on his phone or at home, and he'll pick something up and it'll tell him what it is, you know? They got these, you know, these glasses, right, that you could just sit there. You don't have to have your phone up or nothing like that. You don't even, and you could play music. It's kind of like Siri or Alexa for your glasses, man, you know? So it's like Esau is getting these people ready for this technology because this is where it's going, right? Again, everything's going digital. And soon, again, he's going to kill this old way of doing things. This is why he's getting rid of, you know, the pennies, right, which is, you know, as people, you know, brothers been going into, he's going to eventually go to the nickels, the dimes. And so he's going to get rid of physical cash, period. Right? Just like we've seen over there in Nigeria, they got rid of physical cash. Right? Period. You can look this up. You know? He got rid of physical cash. And so he's making everything digital. Right? And he's going to force everybody to get the charagma. Right? We'll finish this verse out. It says, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had a wound by a sword and did live, which is ultimately going into the Roman Empire being that fourth beast, right, which is ultimately revived, right, through America, right, you know, NATO and the EU, right, but dropping down to verse 16, right, so you're not going to be able to, you know, participate, as it says right here, verse 17, in that no man might buy or sell save he that had the M-A-R-K, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So Esau is going to make it to where you're not going to be able to participate in society unless you have this charagma, you know? And again, he's going to be putting people into position, right, to have to take it, you know? But see, again, through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shemel Shah, we're telling y'all not to take it. Revelations 14, and I'll start at verse 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Right, man. America, right, at one point has spread its philosophy across all the nations of the world. Right, all the nations at one point have been in bed with America, man. But see, that's coming to an end. Right, the Lord is you know, getting rid of, right, that power that America once had over the nations, man. Right, America's power is waning, right, drastically. Right, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his M-A-R-K in his forehead or in his hand, right, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So see, the Lord, right, if you ultimately consent to taking this damn devil's, you know, charagma, and then what does it say right here? The Lord shall, you know, ye shall be had in derision, right? We're at 2 Ezra 16, verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach. You're going to be mocked, man. Hey, the Lord's going to make it to where, you know, you're going to be mocked by these damn devils, right? And if they don't kill you, right, because it says right here, it says, and trodden underfoot. So if they don't kill you, what's going to happen? The Lord is going to come back and he's going to kill you. You know? So you're either going to be, he gonna have Esau kill you, right? Trample you underfoot, right? Or the Lord will sit there and when he comes back, he'll kill you, man. So either way, you're gonna lose, right? You taking this charagma, either way, you lose, right? This is why the message going out, don't take the charagma, man. But I'll keep going. Verse 70 says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. That's right, man. You know, so Esau gonna come down having great wrath and really hem up everybody, man. And this is what he's trying to do. You know, all the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? This is what Esau is planning on doing. And Lord will here soon, man. You know? Right? Verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none. They're not going to care. They're not going to care one bit, man. You see how he looks at us? Like low IQ trash, man. He said, I see trash multiplying. Well, yeah, you're going to have time to take out the trash. You know? That's the mentality they're going to have, man. They're not going to care. Right? Scriptures talk about that we have been delivered unto the, most wicked and hateful, people, man. Forsakers of the Most High. You know? Which you read in the prayer of Azariah, right? I think it's like the 8th or 9th verse, man. Right? The most wicked in all the earth. Right? Hateful forsakers of the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing, man. He's not going to spare old, young, right? Which we see him doing that now, right? Him deporting babies, right? Newborn babies with their mother. That account in Texas. This is actually before Trump got into office. They were already doing this shit, man. Right? We just showed you, man. This was a part of their plan in the first place, man, to get him into the power seat, and just start running with it. Esau a fucking slick ass fucking devil, man. But it says, cause he ain't gonna give a fuck, man, who you are. He don't care about you being a woman. He don't care about you being a child. He don't care about you being, injured, right, or disabled, old. He don't care about none of that shit, man. He care about his NWO and that's it, man. Right? Verse 72 said, for they shall waste and take away of their goods and cast them out of their houses. Right? Which they're already, basically given the okay to go into these churches, schools, and whatnot. Right? So how much more, right, your home. Right? How much more your home. There's a school here, in Arizona, right, that they basically went into the school, right, looking for 6th graders, man. Right? Little ass kids, man. And they were going to hem them up. As if they're fucking goddamn, because, they're talking about hemming up the criminals first. But these children are not criminals, man. Their parents might be criminals, but they are not criminals. And see, this is how Esau works, man. He don't give a fuck. Right? Soon we're about to see him really come down having great wrath, and we're going to see those horns, man. We got to stay prepared, man. Be in the scriptures as much as possible. Right? So that way we can have a hedge of protection, because this is what's going to happen for the elect. Verse 73, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Right? At that time, the Lord, it's going to be known who the Lord's dealing with, man. Because there's going to be a hedge of protection right around them when Esau comes in like a flood. Right? Let's go to that. In Isaiah chapter 59, as 144, call Allah Yahweh Shem Shai, 441, right? Call Allah Yahweh Shem Shai. Let's go to Isaiah 59 and verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahshua from the west, right? And his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. And we're going to see that here soon, man. Right? We're going to see them coming in here soon. Right? It says, the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahshua, shall lift up a standard against him. And when you go into that word standard, right, it basically goes into the Lord, right, allowing for us to be able to depart, right, allowing us, for us to, to escape that situation, right, by any means necessary, man. I like to say an inside joke, man, by any means necessary, and that very well could be, the Lord, sending an angel, right, as he's done many times, man, and delivered us out of situations, or the Lord giving us the spiritual power, right, to be able to get out of that, or to fight back in that situation, right? However, we don't necessarily know how exactly it's going to take place, but as the scriptures say, where we know in part, we prophesy in part, man. We know that it's gonna happen, right? According to the words, right? We just don't know exactly how, right? What it's gonna look like, who it's gonna happen to, right? Lord, will it be us, right? But we don't know, man. But we do know that it will happen, man. You know, so really, at the end of the day, Lord, will we be of that number? Hey, we ain't got shit to worry about, man, because Yahweh Shemel Shai is about to, you know, deliver us, man. You know, out of these situations, man, when Esau does come in like a flood, man. You know? What did he say in, I will deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee, or no evil befall thee. Right? Job, the 5th chapter. You know? Let's go ahead and go to that real quick, because that's a heavy precept. Job 5 and verse, what is that, 19? It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil befall thee. That 7 troubles, that ultimate trouble, which is what? You know, those ICBM nuclear missiles. We'll see that 6th trouble is going into like Jacob's trouble, man, right? The one before that, right? Which it goes in that order: Jacob's trouble, and then the hour of temptation, and then World War III, right? And then Lord will the deliverance, or you know, the deliverance after that. Lord will be of those that get delivered, right? It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword, right? Which we know the sword of the Lord is Esau, Edom, and Esau's got his blessing, which is the sword, which is the modern day sword, is the gun, right? Hey, so, hey, Lord, will we be of that number? The Lord is going to protect us even in those times, right? It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. So the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to protect us, man. And we'll close out for one more in Sirach. Or Second Esdras, the 2nd chapter. I think it's verse 37, if I'm not mistaken. Come on, this is verse 27. It says, 2nd Esdras 2 and 27 says, be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Meaning Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to be with us, man. He's going to protect us, man. Right? And while you got these, because it touched on famine, right? In, Job, the 5th chapter, right? You have food, right, that's being, taken off the shelves, right? Recalled and whatnot. Really is the elites taking this food and putting it in their bunkers, right? But even then, right, you got prices going up. People are panicking, panic buying setting in some places, right, at certain times, right? People know what's going on. You got, uproars of the people are happening, right? We're in a very, beautiful time to be in this faith, man, be in this truth, in this ministry, right? And at the same time, a very scary time. This is why we constantly have to be watching, constantly praying, and be on our P's and Q's, crossing our T's and dotting our I's, man, because these are the times that we're in. It's got to be on point, Lord will, man. But Yahweh Shemel Shai is gonna, he's got our back, man. Lord, will we be of that number? So that's all I really got, man. Didn't really have too much. Just kind of, speaking on it through the Spirit, man. Lord will is edifying. Lord will straight to the point. I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, Qadash, that belongs to the other apostles, that the bishops of Great Millstone. To next time, I say Shalom.